You have been listening to The Brain Health Show. The program you've listened to is a paid advertisement for Prevagen. The statements made in today's program have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, this is Jerry Hickey. Did you know that the best foods must interact with good digestive bacteria to improve your health? These good bacteria live in our intestines by the trillions, adding up to 2 pounds of biomass. Invite's Probiotic HX supplies 5 strains of the healthiest bacteria, and they are proven to culture and form colonies. Having the wrong bacteria contributes to flatulence, bloating, irregular bowel habits, and other aspects of poor health. Having the correct bacteria helps you thrive. You don't have to refrigerate the good bacteria in Probiotic HX, and you could take it with food. Simply take 1 capsule a day to support regularity and good digestion. Thousands of people are improving their health with Probiotic HX, and you can too. Take advantage of our special offer. Buy 1 bottle of Probiotic HX at 50% off retail. Double up for free shipping and a free gift. Contact Invite Health at 800-804-0973. Restore the natural balance and get healthy with Probiotic HX. Call 800-804-0973. That's 800-804-0973.
Talk 1470 WWNN Pompano Beach, Boca Raton, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Attention to those of you who have a revocable living trust. When was the last time you had your trust reviewed? Trust should be reviewed every 2 years because the one thing in life that's constant is change. Situational change, financial change, even our closest relationships can change, and any changes not reflected in your trust will have to go through probate. Any change in beneficiary not reflected in your trust means your money's going to go to the wrong people. Attorney Barry Siegel will give you a complete, in-depth review of your trust to make sure it's up to date at no charge. Give Attorney Siegel a call, sit down with him, let him review your old trust. You'll sleep better at night knowing that your trust is up to date. Again, there is no charge for this service. Locations Palm Beach to Miami. Call 1-855-FLA-3782. Tell them Steve sent you.
AM 1470, WNN, with more of what you need to know. Here are the latest from Invite Health with Jerry Hickey, weekdays at 9 on AM 1470 WNN.
Attention all listeners, are you ready for a free stock market webinar with PhilsGang.com?
Hi, I'm Phil Green at Phil's Gang. Learn to adapt September 13th to the Federal Reserve low interest rate stock market. No longer do we have a stock market, but a market for your individual stocks. Using the Phil's Gang charting system empowers you where you influence the outcome of your investment, short or long term. Learn to adapt to invest efficiently, intelligently. That's September 13th.
Join us September 13th at 12 noon Eastern for the PhilsGang.com free webinar valued at $75. Phil's Gang hosts Phil Grandy and Donald Cogswell will teach you how to adapt to this ever-changing stock market. This webinar will cover all stock market trading, all investing skill levels. You will learn how to protect your principal in this Federal Reserve-controlled low-interest rate market by identifying moves before they happen. To attend this free webinar, enter promo code GANG. That's G-A-N-G. Go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
What you want to know. What you need to know. Talk 1470 WNN.
The opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to the Golf and Travel Show, the place to fine-tune your swing, dress for the course, club, or cruise, and get tips on the best places to play and stay at the right price. Vacation or staycation, host Dan Shub, along with his expert co-hosts and guests, will tell you where to go. To play golf and vacation, that is. Now, here's Dan.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Golf and Travel Show. I'm your host in the studio, PGA teaching professional Jess Frank, and host Dan Schub will be joining us remotely in just a few minutes. He's playing on the IR, so I can't wait to speak to Dan. And tonight, as usual, we'll be talking some golf and some travel. We have a great show for you in store tonight. Former Miami Hurricane and San Diego Charger and founder of Grace for Life Foundation, Kenny Berry, will be talking about his upcoming charity golf tournament. And Dan has some insane travel deals and some offbeat travel ideas and destination. Something not unusual from our host, Dan Schub. But first, I'd like to introduce our host on location tonight in Palm City, Dan Schub. Good evening, Dan. How you doing?
Hey, Jess. How are you?
Oh, I am excellent. How you feeling?
Feeling much better. Happy to be alive.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's no secret. I think I mentioned it before. I took a quick little staycation myself at Jupiter Medical Center to relieve myself of my gallbladder. Had been on its farewell tour. I took it to Montreal. I took it to the Los Angeles area. It was bidding adieu and enjoying life for the last time. And but when I do things, I like to do it right. You know, I don't screw around. So not only did they take out that, they took out part of my liver, and you know. Yeah, because it was cemented to it, you know. That's how bad it was. And,
well, I'm glad we can laugh about it.
Yeah, we could laugh about it. You know, my blood pressure spiked, my heart rate spiked, I had embolisms in my lungs. Yeah, it was a near-death experience again.
Yeah. Well, this is the health channel, so at least we're give some people a little bit of medical advice. But
well, first of all I want to say is that we're very fortunate in South Florida, and I'm sure some of our other listeners, to have some wonderful healthcare professionals. So
absolutely,
the key is to make sure that you hook yourself up with the right people. And Jupiter Medical Center, incredible staff, my surgeon, Dr. Zelnick. An internist who doesn't even mind, Dr. Bradford, probably saved my life.
Wow.
Nurse Seth, assistant nurse Adam, just very dedicated people, and seriously, I wouldn't be here.
Wow.
So, very, very cool. And again, the lesson learned is life is meant to be lived. You know, you never know when your time is up. It could be when you're young. It could be when you're very old, hopefully. But don't postpone that enjoyment, that vacation, that golf resort that you always wanted to play at, whatever it is. I mean, granted, we can't all spend all of our money, every day. I mean, you got to plan for the long term too, and that's why I got some great deals tonight. A little bit later in the show, of course. So everybody has to live within a budget, but don't postpone life.
Right. And your gallbladder has seen most of what a lot of people would like to see. So you've enjoyed life absolutely.
Take 100. Well, some people take 100 years to see my gallbladder, so it's a lot less. It lives hard and good. So it's okay. It's in a better place, I guess.
Well, I'd rather have your gallbladder go to a better place than you, so that's good.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm not done. I'm not giving up. I
have
too many places to see and report on. So
exactly.
I'll be back in the studio next week, and I'll be back in the office on Monday. I mean, the doctors and surgeons, they're just amazed. I mean, they think I should be laid up in the house and doing nothing for weeks, and it's like, no, that's not how I roll.
They don't know Dan Schub, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Mr. Energy.
So anyway, but yeah, I got some really, really cool deals that we'll talk about later. Some unique vacations, some bizarre vacation plans that you can do. So some really, really interesting stuff. And I can't wait to hear how that golf tournament is coming along from Kenny. So that'll be great.
Excited.
And I'll actually I'll take a step back, let you guys talk, and then I'll come back and have the deals of the bizarre and exotic and erotic, perhaps. So be prepared for that. You may have to put the kids to bed.
Wow. Wow. This is a family show.
Oh, again, I'll be careful, but if you have someone who's very impressionable, you may want to put them somewhere else. But anyway, speaking about impressionable, of course, all of us need to get a little bit of help every once in a while, learn from an expert, and this is the time where we like to turn to you, where you're going to have some sort of tip or advice that everybody can learn something and help their golf game. So what do you got for us for tonight?
Well, I always love to give the free tip and provide a lot of value to our listeners, and tonight's no different. And I always like to talk about the golf swing as a swing. And there's so many people who grip the club really tight, and they try to hit at the ball on their shoulders. They try to hit it with their upper body, and you have to remember that the club swings, and that's why it's called a golf swing. And so what I do, I love to show people this drill. It's the baseball swing drill, and I understand that the ball is sitting on the ground in golf, and the baseball swing drill starts at about chest height. But this is something that really makes people understand how the body moves, how the club moves, and it shows that when you swing the club on a circle, and the reason why it's on a circle, it's on a tilted plane because the ball is beneath you and by your feet. And so what happens is that if you make the club swing correctly, because the ball is to the side of you, and you swing it on an arc, and you swing it around your body, you swing the shaft of the club and the club head around your body, you're going to be much better off than trying to swing the club straight up and straight down on a straight line. And you're gonna hit a lot more crisp golf shots, and the club's going to bottom out correctly. And everybody talks about how you get that club in that tour pro position. Well, they swing the club around their bodies, and yes, the club is going to go a little bit up and down, but it also swings around. And so if you do that, if you have trouble slicing, if you have trouble where you top the golf ball and hit weak shots, this is a fantastic way for you to practice. It gets rid of that over-the-top move. It really kind of clears up, and you can also see the club face rotate to square and get square to the target and impact, and then rotate over, and centrifugal force pulls it around. And really by simplifying it in that way, and you'll see a lot of guys out on tour, and girls too, pick the club up about hip height and just relax their arms and hands and just make little swings from hip height to hip height. And that's basically what they're doing. They're just finding a rhythm. They're making a circles with their swing, and really kind of not getting technical. And so if there's one thing I do recommend is that, and if you watched, Rory McIlroy is just swinging so beautifully, and what he does is, there's not 1 ounce of hit in his swing. He just makes a beautifully sequenced golf swing that makes really good impact, and he makes it look effortless, but that's how he does it. So definitely my tip for tonight.
The ball almost just gets in the way of a perfect swing. It's not even trying to hit the ball; it just happens to be there, and it goes away somewhere.
It does.
Where he wants it to go.
Yeah, absolutely. You make a motion, and it works, and that's I try. Of course, I want to put somebody in a good posture and a good grip, and set up to the ball, and then from there, if it's a beginner, which I do work with a lot of beginner golfers, and people are just looking to improve their games, I put a bunch of tees down in the ground, and I just have them clip tees and just make the motion on the arc and swing the club, get the club face square, clip the tees out of the ground, make your body turn through the shot, and it really it works quite well, actually.
Now, how does this relate to that? I would call it one of the original training aids. Those big white circles that they would have at the teaching range there. That must have been something to do with that nice round swing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that definitely plays a big part. The swing plane is huge. It's talked about all the time within teaching circles. A lot of instructors, PGA instructors, they will help a student learn the swing plane without confusing them with all the details. And so the swing plane is so important, because that's how you hit straight shots, and that's how you hit the ball on the button, in the center of the sweet spot. And I always tell people, the only thing in the game of golf that should go straight is your golf ball. Everything else works around on a circle.
Yeah, well, you're right. The golf ball's round. The earth, which some people hit instead of the golf ball, is round.
Yeah, well, it's good to get a little earth. Just you want to hit the little ball before the big ball. That's what I like to say. But
right, and too many people do it the other way around, and we joke about that a lot. It's not funny when it's you doing it.
No, but there are
people in your group are laughing.
Yeah, right. But there are some people. It's interesting that you say that because I work with all kinds of different players, and everybody's got their own issues. Some of it mental, some of it physical. But
tell me about it.
But sometimes I'll see people who get too much ball where their divot's too far in front, so they're coming over the top of the ball and swinging too much left. And so what I'll do is I'll get them set up behind the ball a little bit more, and I won't even mind if they take a little bit of turf before the ball, because at least I know they're shallowing out the club, before the ball. So it's not always, it depends on the player and what your swing issue is and the technical advice you get. But it's sometimes that impacting the ball, then the turf. You always want to do that, but sometimes you have to tweak yourself and turn yourself a little differently to make that happen. So there's all kinds of different ways to improve your game, but you definitely want to strike it solid. And the swing plane and the circle will definitely help you.
And there you have it. Your tip for tonight.
Well,
thank you, Jeff.
My pleasure, sir. Anytime.
Righty.
And we're back at the Golf and Travel Show, and Dan is still with us and has a word from one of our sponsors.
Well, it's one of both of our favorite sponsors, I believe. And
absolutely.
That would be, of course, none other than the Jess Frank Golf Academy, which, of course, is the home of the Playing Lesson, and co-host Jess Frank, who for 15 years has been improving golfers' ball striking, consistency, and distance. He's a PGA teaching professional and owner of the Jess Frank Golf Academy, located in Boca Raton at the beautiful Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club. So if you're a seasoned golfer who's trying to break 80, or a beginner, Jess's passion is to help you play better golf and have a lot of fun while you do it. Each lesson includes on-course time with V1 video analysis, focusing on improving all facets of your game. And for a limited time, new students who mention the Golf and Travel Show will receive a $50 Edwin Watts gift card with the purchase of a series of lessons. To learn more about the services of the Jess Frank Golf Academy, call 561-213-8579. That's 561-213-8579, or visit JessFrankGolf.com. Also, check out Jess's videos on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
From grace to God, where no doctor can relieve me. If you stick me in the side, but the angels won't receive me. Let me go, boys, let me go, boys. Let me go down in the mud where the rivers all run dry.
And we're back at the Golf and Travel Show, and I am really excited to talk to our next guest tonight. And this gentleman is a former Miami Hurricane football player and national champion, San Diego Charger, and now the founder of Grace for Life Foundation. And his name is Kenny Berry, and I'd like to welcome on the show. Good evening, Kenny. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Jess. How you doing there?
Awesome, and welcome back to the show. We're doing fantastic here. Another beautiful day in Boca Raton, and I have to tell you, really excited about our golf tournament coming up on September 20th. Was out on the golf course today, and it is in impeccable shape. The greens are awesome, and I know our guests are going to be really happy.
Yes, I'm excited also. I'm looking forward to it, and got a lot of great commitments and a couple of different travel golf club that's supposed to be a part of it. And so these guys are they're playing pretty much 3 and 4 times a week, and they're traveling all around the state of Florida playing. So they've been invited to come down and share with us there and take part in what we're trying to do through Grace for Life Youth Foundation.
Yeah, and absolutely. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about what Grace for Life Youth Foundation is and how this tournament is going to benefit the foundation?
Grace for Life Youth Foundation started a few years ago, and just have a passion for the for youth. And here in the city of Belle Glade, I'm quite sure everybody have heard all the negative things that have transpired in this area here. So really trying to bring some light to just begin to enrich, empower, encourage, and educate the young men and young women that are in this area to teach them and give them a better sense of life. And so it just have quite a few things that we're doing, both educationally, athletically, with the young one, with all the kids here, but also we're teaching them employability and life skills. So we're just trying to cover the whole gamut of life with the youth here in the city of Belle Glade and Pahokee. Yeah,
absolutely, and you go back home to your roots to change a city and just lend a hand and give guidance, and that is something that more people could do, but you have definitely taken up the torch and led an unbelievable program there, and something I'm kind of I've played a small part in all this, but just really proud to be a part of this. And when I made your introduction, talked about that you're a Miami Hurricane national champion, which is really cool, twice I believe. And why don't you talk a little bit about your experiences at the University of Miami, to our listeners.
Exciting time. Been a part of the University of Miami, and especially one of the first recruiting class of Jimmy Johnson, and just being there with some of the great guys, Benny Testaverde, and Michael Irvin, Benny and Brian Blaze, the Cortez Kennedy, Russell Mellon. The list goes on, and we've had such a great group of guys, and just a total family, what we still are. So it doesn't matter whenever we meet, we're just happy to see each other, even the young guys, and even like Ray Lewis, those guys that played even after us, when we see each other, it's just one big happy family. But being a part of the University of Miami, we're talking about one of the best football programs in the country, and right now struggling, trying to get things back going. But it was just so exciting because here it is, you have an opportunity to be a winner, to be not just a winner, but be a champion, being a part of a champion program that not only the players are great, but even the coaches. We know the number of coaches that have gone from the University of Miami even to the National Football League in itself, and even becoming head coach around the college arena. So this is an exciting time, and it's great to even go back even these days now to just see how the program is still advancing and still moving forward.
Well, what's wonderful about what you're doing too, and your background as a National Football League player, and a national champion, is that you get to take these stories back to the kids and tell them about what it takes to get to that level, but you also let them know that it's tough to make it to the NFL or the Major League Baseball or the NBA, and you have to prepare yourself. And so what I really, really like about what you have is that you implement the 5 E's with your kids. So talk a little bit about what the 5 E's are.
To empower these kids and to enrich, to encourage, to educate, to excel in life. And so it's just that. A lot of young men, a lot of young women, they may have a vision, have a desire to do some things, but just let them know that it's not just to have a thought, but it's to have that inner desire and knowing that it's going to take a lot of determination to actually get where you want to be at. And it's not going to be easy. And when you're talking about the sports arena, you have to realize that it's a very slim percentage of individuals that actually get to go to college, let alone to the NFL or the NBA. And so really just trying to empower them, give them the educational resources that they need to let them know how important it is to get that quality education, because when all things are done in the football realm, the basketball, whatever it is, you have to have something to fall back on, So to let these kids know just that and just continue to strive to just not just be self-centered, but to become a resource where you're going to be able to look to help those other individuals that are in need. And also let's look back and grab some of those younger kids that are coming behind you to encourage them like you was encouraged. So through the Grace for Life Youth Foundation, that's what it's given us opportunity to do. And so whenever I have an opportunity to actually talk to kids, I'm just letting them know that there are great opportunities out there. But being in the city of Belle Glade is very challenging because, there's not a lot of resources out here. These kids don't have a whole lot of things to do. They don't have a shopping mall to go to. They don't have a movie theater or even let alone a skating ring. Things where kids can go and just hang out and have a lot of fun or whatever. So, and so you have to take them another 35, 40 miles to really enjoy some things. But looking at that, a lot of these kids have never left the city of Belle Glade. And so through Grace for Life Youth Foundation, we look forward to taking these kids over to like Disney. Let them see other parts of the world. So we're really just trying to cover the whole aspect of this kid.
And Kenny, that's why it's so important, and I'm so fortunate to have met Bernard Jones and Dana Satoris, and now get to meet you and partner up with you and Boca Dunes Golf and Country Club here on September 20th. It's coming up quick, and that's why it's so important for the Boca Raton community to come out, South Florida community to come out, and your friends, and support what you're doing. And so how would they go ahead and sign up or get more information about the tournament? Because I know there's still a few foursomes left out for people to come out and play. And also I think there's some availability for sponsorship as well. So why don't you tell a little bit about how they would go about doing that?
Well, we finally got the website up, and everything's going well with that. So you can go to gracefly.net, and you can sign up there. Via the internet, or you can call myself, Kenny Berry, at 561-516-4656, or you can call Dana, and I want to be able to give you her number.
Well, that's okay. They can always contact me too, since I'm a part of the event, and I always give out my information, my email, and they can always contact me. But definitely, we'll send them definitely to the Grace Fly Foundation website, and have them talk to you, or just sign up right on the website. That would be fantastic. And another great note, kind of what were our promotional price. I talked to Dana and Bernard. We're going to stay at $200 right now for till up to the tournament. So that's an unbelievable value. They're going to get a beautiful golf course to play at. They're going to get a celebrity to play with. They're going to get lunch, driving range, golf balls, prizes. It's going to be quite an event, and of course, golf and then dinner, and it's all for a great cause, and it's really, really exciting to be there. And I hear your family's going to be helping out as well.
Yes, my son Damian Berry, he's still here, unless he's called back into the NFL for the golf tournament, but he'll be a part of it. And my younger son Keon Berry, who was at the U, there had a knee injury, so kind of sidelined him for a little bit here, and so going to have quite a few there. And looking to see Benny Blades. Going to see also Darrell Fullerton, Darrell Williams. Steve Ross had a back injury, so he won't be able to participate. But I told him to come on down and sign some autographs. So
yeah,
a lot of McCain fans going to come down and hang out. John Harris. We have quite a few. Cornelius Bennett. He's supposed to come by, hang out with us for a while. Darrell Porter. Quite a few guys, got Hurricanes, a lot of Dolphin guys, and other guys around the NFL that's going to, retired guys going to be a part of this. So, inviting everyone out, come on out, let's have a great time. And don't forget now, even after the golf tournament, Miami is actually playing Nebraska that weekend. So we're going to sit around and watch a little football with some of these Hurricane greats. How about that?
Yeah, I mean that's actually something that's extremely unique. That you play in the golf tournament, or even if you don't play in the golf tournament, come on out afterwards. Which I believe it's a 1:00 shotgun, so we'll probably all be in about 5:30, and then we're going to have a Hurricanes viewing party. So if you are a UM football fan, or just a UM fan, or just a football fan, this is an unbelievable night to come meet and mingle with some former NFL greats, some former UM greats, and just all for a great cause. And you'll be able to just hang out, watch the game, have a cocktail with the players and some good food, and really kind of probably get some great stories. I'm sure you're going to be able to help some people out with that.
Of course,
yeah.
Of course. Want to reach back in time. That'll be a great day. Miami.
Yeah, go back to the glory days. Well, that sounds fantastic. And again, Kenny, give that website one more time and your phone number one more time.
GreatFly.net, and my phone number is 561-516-4656. You can contact Dana at 561-445-7066. Or I'll call you, Jess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And my number is 561-213-8579. And like we said, it's all for a phenomenal cause to help the kids, and for Kenny Berry, who is a role model to these families and kids in the Belle Glade area. And